it's a good feeling to go down that hill.
Second, Mike, let me get this is our grand championship heat. In lane number 1, 12-year-old Corey James Muhammad. In lane number 3, 16-year-old David Kovacic.
Corey was born, him and his sister Katie were born at 26 weeks. Corey weighed 2 pounds 2 ounces and Katie was 1 pound 10 ounces. Corey had a brain bleed when he was born and suffered from hydrocephalitis and has a shunt that he has had revisions on, I think, twice. And so he basically, with the brain bleed, he suffers from cerebral palsy, and he has issues with all 4 extremities, both legs and both arms. And he's mainstreamed in school. His big problem is he can't walk. I can walk with him, but obviously he can't do it by himself. And but his personality is so big that it overcomes any of his physical disabilities.
These kids are 1 in a million. There is nothing quite like watching these kids and listening to them giggle as they drive down the hill. They are so full of life and so full of joy. It just affects anybody who works on the hill. Getting the kids into the cars or getting the kids out of the cars. It is unlike any experience I have ever had in my adult life.
As each car comes down the hill, I'm looking for a happy face, a smile, another experience. And it seems as though every time a car comes down the hill, it is another experience. It's fresh for those kids every time they come down the hill.
Best this summer, and congratulations on making it here to this event. We hope that we get the chance to see you again next.
I believe good attitude and fun is contagious.
The number of kids that participate in our race each year varies from year to year, but we are generally 30 to 40 kids.
Michael is a nonverbal. He actually has a dual, but they've changed that over the years. He's a nonverbal autistic, and they think that his is caused either by now they think it's trauma, has what's caused his. The school system had sent paperwork home, and he came home and saw the picture. And I said, "Would you like to do this?" And he did his, Yahweh. Is how we've taught Michael yes and no, and so when we ask him yes and no questions, he'll say Yahweh for yes, or he'll say or no for no. So he said the definite Yahweh. I was so excited that they did a trial run because he likes spinning objects. So our fear is that he would put his hands over on one of the tires and get wrapped up in it, and so we were real concerned about that. But everybody here is they're great.
Everybody's great, very patient with the kids and very caring when they put them and work with them, put them in the cars.
It was just
awesome for me to go.
Absolutely. It's the one place that when people ask me to describe it, I said it's the one place that we could take Michael, that it was about Michael. That he wasn't the outsider just sitting in a corner doing nothing. Mm-hmm. So this is cool.
And he knew that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know if they shared with you, but Michael's first year racing, when he went to school that fall, and we're talking months later, they were all excited at school because he had made something special. And what he brought home was a clay model of the racetrack with a car with 2 riders with helmets on, and at the bottom it said soapbox. And we were and I brought that the year before last to let everybody know that sometimes we know as parents, grandparents, taking care of them, that you sometimes just, as I put it, I don't want to be in autism world today. I need a break. Mm-hmm. And so sometimes you don't get to hear those thank yous or that appreciation. You don't get to see it like you do with typical children. And when he brought that home, that made us know we did something right. And so when I brought it here, I just wanted everybody out there to know, for a kid who can't speak, he spoke volumes making this thing. So That in a nutshell is what this has done for our family, for Michael.
Can you say hi?
Hi.
The most intriguing for me are the kids who have never done this before, and we bring them and we get them into the car for the first time, and they are scared. Some of them try to get back out. They don't want to go down the hill. If we can get them down the hill, then the trouble is keeping them out of the car. As soon as they get out, they want to go back down. When we have one of the children that is a little afraid to go down the first time, and then they're ready to go the second time, as those are those little victories that we have with the kids, that's a priceless moment for us.
You know, for me, it's serious business. These kids' lives matter. So they need to get the same recognition that you would get in the All-American, in the local race, in any endeavor. To me, it's not a throwaway. I am as serious about this, if not more so, than I am about any other thing that I do in life.
Being a corporate sponsor, I can't imagine this not being a good dollar to spend, because the smiles, it doesn't matter how much work we put into this. As soon as we see the kids walk in the door with the smile on their face and the wind in their hair and they're laughing all the way down the hill, it's worth every piece of work that we put into it.
I think it not only helps Corey, but it helps the other kids too. And you know, I like him to see that he's not held down by his disabilities. I want him to be as free as possible. So I think when I start seeing how some of the other kids are, where they'll walk around with them and they'll talk with them and stuff, I think it does nothing but continues to strengthen his personality and his ability to do what he wants to do on his own.
If you are a parent, get your kids involved. Don't wait for tomorrow because it might not be here. If you are a corporate entity, if you are a community organizer, if you are somebody who's a mover and shaker in this town, if you haven't been involved, my question is, why not?
I feel like a champion.